morning, guys. Welcome back. It's Simply Amanda. Thought I'd do a little video with you this morning while I'm taking my walk. Let me turn around and show you. Here's my walk. I started about 6:30 and I try to walk an hour. Most of the time I do an hour. It may hit 40 minutes this morning because my legs are killing me this morning. I don't know, they're like so stiff. I'm having issues. Usually walking loosens them up. Declare it's getting worse. But anyway, I try to do this 5 times a week, no less than 3. But I wanted to share with you guys my weight loss journey from the past 3 years. And I've kind of been skittish about putting this online because it didn't start out, I don't know, I guess like a lot of weight loss, why you're doing it. Mine started out literally for the sheer need to improve my health. It started 3 years ago in 2023, and let me tell you exactly what was going on. I had to go to the doctor because I started getting really sick. My legs were trembling, shaky, pure exhaustion, downright miserable, feeling miserable. My body feeling like it was coming out of me. I don't know if I explained that. And I knew something was wrong because it wasn't getting any better. So back in March of 2023, went to the doctor, told him my symptoms, and the first thing he looked at me, he goes, diabetes, sugar. And I'm like, yeah, that's kind of what was going through my head as well. So he did all my tests, checked my weight, did my weight, took my A1C numbers, and my weight. Let me go ahead and just tell you what my weight was at that time. First of all, I'm 5'4", I'm short, and at the time I was 238 pounds. I'd been about that. I can't say that's the highest I've ever been. I don't know, because up until then I never stepped on a scale. My mindset was, as long as I'm healthy and I feel good, it's okay. And that's the mindset I kept. And when I was younger, let me go back even further, I struggled as a teenager, and I don't know, back in the 80s, there was this thing going around where Gen X, you know what I'm talking about. If you weren't like 110 pounds, you were overweight, okay? And I struggled with my weight all through my teenage years, but by the time I got married and stuff when I was 19, I'm kind of like, I just let it go, whatever. And that mindset had always stuck in my head, and the only way I could get rid of it was by telling myself, as long as I'm healthy, I'm okay. I don't know if that makes any sense, but anyway. Basically, when I was like 13 or 14 years old, I weighed 130 pounds, which is good for a 5'4" woman. Sorry, steaming up here. I thought I was overweight then, so it always stuck in my head I was overweight. It was a mind thing. I get that now. 57 years old. It's a mind thing. And a lot of that kind of stuck up with me for the longest time. But anyway, fast forward, 2023, I wasn't healthy. I wasn't healthy. Sorry, I'm sitting there getting hot. Anyway, immediately the doctor told me, he goes, he didn't say anything. Had to come back the next week when he got my results, and my A1C was a 6, basically pre-diabetic. Well, I'm gonna tell you what my doctor told me. He told me if you were feeling the symptoms, like I was having the symptoms, the shaking, the thirst, and all of that, you've got diabetes. You have diabetes. It's not pre-diabetes. I don't care what the number is. Even though mine were under the radar, under 6, it was still I'm still diabetic, okay? That sent a shockwave through me, okay? That lit a fire under me. That's one way I can say it, is that lit a fire under me, knowing that I needed to do something. And it was in March of 2023 that this weight loss journey. So March of 2023, doctor told me my numbers. He just looked at me, and I love my doctor. He's old school. He's like, it's just so common sense. He goes, you know what you need to do? And I'm like, yeah, I know. And he goes, well, I'm going to prescribe metformin for you to begin with, because we want to get your numbers down. Metformin is a common drug. I can't remember the dosage. It wasn't that high, because I've seen other people on metformin before, and it was their high dosage. It wasn't that high. Okay. Took the metformin, started taking the metformin. Gave me a rotten stomach. Was it helping? I don't know. At this time, anyway. And he also prescribed some kind of pill. I cannot remember the name of the pill that's supposed to suppress your appetite. And it's basically some kind of, I want to say it's Topramap. I'll put it here, what it is. I think it was. He said it's supposed to help your appetite. And from my understanding, it's a migraine medicine. And a lot of people that take it, it makes your food taste nasty and you don't want to eat. I'm like, okay, now here's something else. I didn't want to take that pill. I wanted to try everything on my own to begin with, and kind of hold back on that to see if it eventually I would need it. So fast forward, how did I lose this weight? How much weight did I lose? I ended up, well, before I tell you how much weight I lost, first thing I did was, it shocked me so much, and I guess the reason, that was the only thing, him telling me I had diabetes, that put me into shock. Because I have known people who have lost limbs because of type 2 diabetes. We're not talking about the kind you're born with. We're talking about type 2 that is more manageable. We're talking about type 2, which comes from bad choices, which is what I had done for, I'm 57 years old, for over 40 years, 30, 40 years. Anyway, so I started taking the metformin, and he made an appointment for me to go back once a month, because he wanted to check my numbers to see if they were going down, and he wanted to check on my weight. The man never told me how much weight I needed to lose. The man didn't tell me what to do. Because the truth is, when it comes to losing weight, what I've learned, especially being older now, it's got to be something you really want to do. And it's got to be for the right reason. It's got to be because of you and nobody else. It can't be, well, I want to lose weight so I look good in this outfit. Maybe you only got 5 or 10 pounds, I get it. But when you were overweight as I am, as I was, still overweight, but not as bad, it has to be something because of you. Because pleasing others ain't got nothing to do with you, with your health. It has nothing. So anyway, I immediately started instituting these walks, which you see me doing right now. I started walking, when I first started walking, I could only walk about 20 minutes without dying. Let's face it, 10 minutes was hard. And one of the biggest issues was that I have a bum right knee and it hurts like crazy. And I'm like, that's gonna make it worse walking, but I knew I had to do something. So walking was something I started to do. Started walking 20 minutes at least. Well, when I first started, I was very strict. I did it 5 to 6 days a week. And I would walk. It took, put it this way, I started out like 15, 20 minutes first thing in the morning, because I've learned if I don't do something first thing in the morning, it ain't gonna happen, because the further the day goes on, the more tired I get. I ended up 20 minutes to begin with. Within a month and a half, I was able to walk 30 minutes. And y'all, I was so proud of myself that I could walk. And the thing is, my knee that was giving me issues to begin with, it almost completely stopped hurting. It didn't completely stop hurting, but instead of it getting worse like I thought it was going to, it got better. So within about a month and a half, let's see, I started in the middle of March, about the end of April, 1st of May, I was able to knock it up 30 minutes. And I gradually started adding more minutes during the whole 9 months I was on this process, weight journey. I found out that walking was not only helping me lose the weight, it was mentally helping me, because now I feel like sometimes if I don't walk, it helps my mind mentally. It just does. So, doctor set me up an appointment every month. I went back the first month. All right, guys, I'm done with my walk finally. It's actually been an hour. I went in and got me something to eat. I'm trying to keep the bees from buzzing me. But anyway, went in and got me some breakfast, came back out here to sit. The doctor set me an appointment up every month from March until December. And I gradually started losing weight. The walking, I believe, was his biggest thing. Excuse me. I started, and I'm going to do another video to tell you exactly the different foods I ate, but I'm just trying to show you the process of between March 23 and December of 23. I had to go back to the doctor every month because he wanted to keep a number on my A1C. He wanted to make sure it was going down with the metformin, and he wanted to see if I was losing any weight and that type thing. I went back the first month. Okay, I've got my little paper here. I went and got my paper because I kept everything written down in a journal. This says for March of 2023. On the 3rd of March of 2023, I was 236 pounds. When I went back in April, which is a month apart, I was 233 pounds. So I lost 3 pounds in 1 month. That number made me sore. It really did. I was very pleased because I'm like, okay, this is good. And I was walking. I knew I was doing something. At the time, I was changing my foods. I was changing my thought process. Y'all, I think what I've learned most of all is this weight loss thing is in the mind. I declare it is, because you have to want this for whatever reason. And mine was to get my health back, because when you're older, if I can prevent something instead of cause something, then that's a win-win situation for me. And I knew getting the weight off, Lord willing, was going to help me feel better. That was something that was within my control. Like I said, when the doctor told me I had pre-diabetes, which I had diabetes because I was having symptoms, it lit a fire under me. Did I know it was going to light a fire under me? No, I guess this was just one of those things that we never know what's going to cause us to really change or do something in our lives. Lord knew, I didn't. But anyway, so basically I'm going to tell you, I started off at 236 pounds, and by December of 2023, I was 185 pounds. I had lost 51 pounds in 9 months. Again, March 2023, I was 236. December of 2023, I was 185. I lost 51 pounds in that month. Not only that, I had taken my numbers down from a 6 A1C to, I think it was like 5.7. Once I got to 5.7, the doctor took me off the metformin. Okay, now we're going to go back. He was still seeing me I think he switched me to about 6 months. Basically, from that time until now, my A1C numbers went from 6, and I'm at 5.4 now, which is not even pre-diabetic anymore. So, and those from 5.7, let's see, from 6, I'm sorry if I'm confusing you. From March of 2023, my A1C was 6. To December of 2023, I got it down to 5.7. That was on the metformin. Right now, it's 5.4, and I never took any medicine. He took me off the medicine, excuse me, in December of that month, because it had dropped so low. So I imagine it was the walking, it was changing my diet, and it was the medicine. Which one was it? I don't know. But all I do know is that the numbers did go down further when I stopped the metformin, and I've been able to keep that off. Now, I don't want this video, it's getting way too long. That's why I'm kind of like not wanting to do this, because there was a lot involved. But how did I lose the weight? Well, I'm going to give you a part 2 in that, how I lost the weight, the foods I ate. But the main things were the walking and changing my mindset and knowing that I needed to get healthy. That was my tipping point. That was my light being lit on fire, so to speak, to know when I need to do something. But anyway, come back next week for week 2. I'm going to call it Weight Watchers Thursday, Weight Watchers Wednesday. I don't know. Anyway, and I'll tell you what I'm doing now, and I'll tell you what I did before, and I'll tell you I had I relapsed and I gained 10 pounds. We'll talk about that next week. Anyway, you guys have an awesome day. We'll share this next week. If you like this video, like, share, subscribe. Until the next one, God bless.